So next up, before I put spark plugs and all that in it, I want to go ahead and mount the starter. Maybe make sure it spins over nice without compression first, and go from there. Alright, so there's a couple screws I need to get for this. I think I'm going to go ahead and put this part on first though, so the starter doesn't fall off while I'm messing with it. Alright. Being this part was kind of rigged up, I don't know how this thing is going to engage with the ring gear or not. Starter doesn't look chewed up. I'm assuming it was used once they did this. Alright. Oh, that's a different size there. Next up, I want to clean off this ring gear because there's some spots where it's been sitting on the ground, getting chunks in it. Well, this thing spins easy now that we've lubed it up. Crankshaft's got a bit of end play though. Alright, so I think I'm ready to attempt to spin it over. See what it does. Here goes nothing. That does really nice. I'm going to stop and get rid of this headset so you could hear what it sounds like for real. What's kind of neat is I have oil coming out of this now. So it ended up getting so much in it once it spun that fast it started coming out. So that's good. That means I definitely got lubrication to those gears. Let's see. Let me spin this around. And we're going to check for oil pressure while I let you hear it. Just to see if we got any oil flow yet. I'll check it up here at this one. This one's a little easier. Alright, we got compression on all four. A couple of them are weaker than the other two, but I think this thing will run. Okay, so now I will put some ignition on it. These plugs are a little better than the ones that came off of it. Got the cheapest I could find. Just over $1 each. Now there's some pipe plugs here in place of the primer cups that were here. I don't know if that's original or what. Yeah, I think this is the only one that was loose. So usually with hand start you need primer cups, and I have some for this. If I end up, well, I guess I'm going to restore it at this point, but I'll probably convert it back to hand start. I don't know. But with electric start, it spins fast enough. There's no need for primer cups. All right, ready for wires. The wires I have are too long. They came pre-made, so we're going to ignore the length. I will fix that at some point. So the way these are designed, you're supposed to just clip right on those and stay there, but these are under tension, so I'll bolt it down so it don't vibrate loose. Okay. One, 3. 4, 2. And I got that firing order off of which cylinders had compression and when, because it could vary a little bit, but that is the most common. Okay, we got that. Okay, so somehow I lost my crimping tool for plug terminals. So on the coil wire I need to make it up. I need to put one there, but I could just peel this back. On the ignition coil I got, it is 12 volt, no external resistor required. So I don't need a ballast resistor. Basically what makes up the difference, if across these two primary terminals you have 3 to 4 ohms, you do not need a resistor. If you have an ohm to an ohm and a half or so, you need a resistor. If it's below an ohm, it's generally for electronic ignition and not points ignition. Alright, I really don't know where that is, but impatient me is going to get this thing running. So I peeled back the wire, and I'm just going to leave it like that. I will find a place to secure this and mount it. Not sure. Wish I had a longer wire. Actually, I might. Do have this wire. Downside is it doesn't have any ends on it, but I'll just make do with stripping both of them at this point. And maybe so there's less tension on it, I'll run it through there. Okay. Coil side. Force that in. Be good to go. And this could set on the ground and not have to shake all over the place. Alright, so I need to run a wire from here to the coil, and I'll go ahead and do that off camera. Alright, here's where we're at. Connected a wire to the distributor. Put it on the negative side of the coil. We got a couple leads coming off of a battery here. Positive goes to the positive side of the coil. Negative goes to ground on the motor. So we should have spark. I'm not even going to check spark. I'm going to see if we can make this thing do something first. Alright, so before I put gas in it, I think I'm just going to spray something in the carburetor and see if it talks to us. We'll do some good old all-purpose brake cleaner. Alright, let's check for spark. These wires going to the battery are kind of thin. They might be losing it for us. Alright, let's see. Maybe this will show up. Yeah, we got some spark. Let's jump in there and over here. Okay, let's see if I got suction on the intake, maybe. Yeah, a little bit. Whoa! Alright, well that sounded cool. Might have to put some fuel in it. And get rid of the Bluetooth. Alright, what I have handy here is some of this 40-to-1 pre-mixed fuel. So I'm going to use it. Hope it didn't come out the bottom. I'll pull the float up, it shouldn't. We'll do a little test pour. Okay, bouncing around is bouncing that float, making the fuel leak out of here. Can't quite tell if we're running rich or lean here because we're not puffing any smoke. Alright, I need to figure out a fuel situation here. So, what can go wrong hanging a fuel bottle next to the ignition, over the ignition coil, over a starter with open brushes? I don't want to put it over here by the exhaust. I only have enough tube and this angle this way to route around. So I'm going to tie a bottle right there and we'll see what happens. Yeah, this could become interesting. Burst into flames, at least it'll be on film. Okay, due to my lack of fittings and being able to run, I don't have a big enough hose to run off of this for the drain. I don't want to get everything soaking wet. I filled the water jacket up with water. The water level in here is up to right about there. So I will run it till the water boils. Or gets close anyway. I don't want it to boil too much. Even though that should dissipate the heat as long as it's just idling. A little worried about a fire here, so let me wipe up some of this mess. I'll be back. wonder if it's out of gas now from dumping all that fuel. Yep. Yep, I ran out of gas. Dumped too much fuel out, choking it by mistake. I had it the wrong way. Let me top it up and we'll try again. Alright. Full of gas, try again. Alright, I guess it's warmed up. So normally on this thermosiphon system, your hot water boils out into the radiator where it cools, goes to the bottom, gets sucked into here, or pulled into there. Alright, yeah, that's about the longest I could run it without water flow. Now it's probably a tad too long. That's cool. It runs good. I guess that will end this. Once I get some cooling to it, we'll run it longer. I'll make some more videos of that. Alright, I want to try something out here before I roll it out and get water hooked to it. It's been a couple hours. This thing is dead cold. And I'm curious how easy it starts. I'm wondering if I could kick start it. This may work, this may not. We'll find out. I guess I'll choke it to start. Help hook up power. a good runner. Found a fuel, so it didn't run long. It's not carb leaking, it's actual fitting I have down there. So it's been dripping out this for the past couple hours, but that's kind of cool. That thing fires off really easy. All right, now it's time to get some water to it and get more fuel so I can run it long, see what happens. All right, so I rigged up a couple pipes and got some water to it, just so we can get it running. I'll let it run a while. It's been running about 30 minutes or so. It uses some fuel, for sure. I do hear a little bit of noise behind the timing cover. Not sure if the camera picks it up. Sounds like gears. That'll be it for this one. With all that noise in the front end of this motor, I'll probably take it apart later and we'll check that out and see what it is. But for now, it runs.